Hi guys, this is Mr. Oxy back again. Like two in a row. This is going to be three in a row, and this time I'm going to cover your favorite stock and mine, Occidental Petroleum. Is there still life in the old dog or not? That's what we really want to know and what we want to find out. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to share with you some thoughts on Occidental Petroleum. Should you be investing in this thing or not? Is it still time to get in? Where is it going? Obviously, I don't know. We'll have to see where we go and see what happens. But anyway, what I thought to do is take the same uh, basic sort of template that I covered using or had used for Energy Transfer and Total, and talk a little bit about Occidental Petroleum. The question, of course, on everybody's mind is, what is it that you need to know? When can you buy? When can you sell? When can you hold? I have no idea whatsoever. Right now, I am holding my position on Occidental Petroleum. But to be fair, when I got into the position, I thought this is going to be a 3 to 5 year timeline anyway, because Occidental is super cheap. Of course, they have this proverbial wall of debt. When you ask people from Wall Street, we'll have to see how we go, and it's going to be especially interesting when the next quarterly results are shared with us. The first thing I do, as I usually do, is go to tip ranks and say, what are the analysts saying in terms of where we're at? And much like my previous coverage on Energy Transfer Total, Energy Transfer is a strong buy, outperform. Total is a neutral at 7. Occidental is also a neutral at 6. You can let me know in the comments whether you want to buy it at the current price around 24, 25 bucks, whether you should be selling it because you bought it for $8, $9, $10 and you're sitting on a huge amount of profit, or whether you're just going to hold it like I am doing at this moment in time. Of course, we know Oxy is trading at around $24 off its high of recent high of around $30. You can see that the 52-week range is $8.50 to $32.50. The $32.50 was actually as recent as March 16th or 18th or something like that. But you can see there's a little bit of run rate there again, so it could potentially spike up again and edge up towards $30. The market cap of Occidental Petroleum at $23 billion is a ridiculous statement of an undervalued stock. The fact of the matter is that they acquired Anadarko for $38 billion, and you can say, well, they overpaid for Anadarko. That's debatable, but the fact of the matter is they made an acquisition of $38 billion, and currently the joint company, Occidental plus Anadarko, is, according to the market, valued at only $23 billion. The institutional shareholding has pretty much been static. It's stayed more or less the same. So even if some people have exited, like Carl Icahn selling some of his stock, other people like David Tepper have gotten into it. So we'll have to see what happens when all the filings come in and we see the quarterly results for the most recent quarter to see how it changes from this point forward. How about the analysts? So 4 of them say buy, 8 of them say hold, and 1 of them says sell. I'm not a buyer at this moment in time at $25. I'm very, very comfortable just staying put and watching to see where it goes from here. I'm in the money anyway because as Occidental dipped all the way down to $8, I was buying, which lowered my cost basis. So I'm quite comfortable with where it is right now after I've been in the stock for about a year with the price at around $25. Of course, like anybody else, I would like to see it higher, but I'm also very, very patient. And I don't make rash decisions when it comes to managing my money. I hope you do the same. The low estimate, $20, well, it's currently a little below where it's currently trading at. The high as much as 40. So, a couple of guys are brave here on the high side. But that gives you an average around 30, which is, a nice uptick from where we are today at around $25 or thereabouts. So there's some good run rate in here if the analysts had done their number crunching correct. What's coming up? May the 10th is just a couple of weeks away. In fact, it's 2 weeks away from today. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they will be releasing their earnings per share and their earnings for the quarter Q1. Now, the important thing here is for Q1, we know that the average price for WTI, which is the bulk of their revenue, was around $60. The previous quarter was about $40. How about the previous year, Q1? It was negative 52 cents, and the consensus right now is negative 31. I am really interested to see where this is because I'm almost willing. I'm not a gambling man, but I'm almost willing to put money down and say the analysts are going to get this wrong. And hopefully Occidental's going to surprise on the upside, but who knows? Because the earnings are not available, we look at price to sales and price to book again, like I did with the other two. Therefore, Oxy seems fairly valued with a price to sales ratio of 1.37, in line with oil and gas and consumable fuels. So the price to sales for the most trailing 12 months, you can see Oxy is lagging the industry here. It's at 1.28. The industry was at around 4. And you can see on a price to book basis, it's pretty much in line with where the industry is right now. That's a tough one too. It's like, lean more towards price to sales, which means Occidental is super cheap, or more towards price to book, which is sort of more in line with the rest of the industry. I'm very, very confident that Occidental is very, very cheap. Profitability, of course, Oxy has been losing money. If you're the biggest driller, in the traditional sort of proverbial fossil fuel industry, after the coronavirus hit in March of last year, if you're one of the biggest drillers, you also took the biggest hit, and Occidental was no exception to that particular comment that I just made. If we look at the gross profit margin, though, for Oxy on a trailing 12-month basis, Oxy outperforms the rest of the industry easily. Gross profit margin, trailing 12 months, 52%. The industry less than 40. But this is where the kind of rubber hits the road, right? The operating margin for the trailing 12 months, the net margin, is way below the industry. So Oxy has some work to do, and they have been doing some significant work on this in terms of the targets that they set for expenditure for the year, the debt reduction that they've embarked on, and of course the benefit that they can possibly, not possibly, but for sure derive from higher oil prices. What about the financial strength? So the first video I made in this sort of series was energy transfer, which also has a debt to capital ratio of around 60% plus. Occidental's debt to capital ratio right now is above the industries, and quite far above the industries. Now, of course, on the other hand, with Oxy drilling more than 1 million barrels per day, barrel of oil equivalent per day, and the price for WTI in the 60s, they are in a significantly better position than what they were before in terms of generating free cash flow, which can be applied to servicing their debt and their debt interest. About the change in debt, we know Occidental has been doing some work in that regard and trying to reduce the debt on their balance sheet, but they still need to do some balance sheet repair as of today. So it'll be really interesting to see what they report for Q1. The quick ratio, most recent quarter, 0.84. I like the fact that it's edging up towards 1. I need to see it at 1 or above in order for Mr. Oxy to be in a happy place. It's not just happy wife, happy life. I also need Oxy to have a quick ratio of more than 1. So that's my very, very quick take on Occidental Petroleum. Of course, I could talk about Occidental for a long time, or probably too long. Anyway, I don't want to bore you guys to tears. By the way, you can follow me at Twitter, if you are on Twitter, at RudyBest. I succumb to the fact that I can either use it or not use it, and try and avoid their censorship as best I possibly can. If you do follow me on Twitter, do so with caution, because I say whatever I feel like, which is very different to my YouTube channel, where I try to be politically correct, because otherwise they ban my videos, as they have done before on 1 or 2 occasions in the past. Or otherwise they flag them, saying that I'm saying things that are politically incorrect, because you're not allowed to deviate too far from the mainstream media narrative. So guys, on that very, very happy note, the very, very politically correct note, I'm trying my best not to offend anyone on my YouTube channel, because the YouTube censors are super policemen, and I'm trying to behave myself as best I can. I need you to stay safe, take care, stay away from coronavirus, and I'll be back shortly with more. See you later. Bye.